Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. We just had 2 weeks off, and this week we are going to be getting back into it. We had a 2-week layoff in September, and I am extremely nervous to be back because we learned so much choreography right before we left. I also need to sew some shoes before class because I was dumb and I didn't sew them last night, and my point shoes died over break. So I'm currently point shoeless and have 6 hours of point shoe rehearsal on the schedule. Because we are coming back from a break, I wanted to start my week right with a really hearty breakfast. So I made myself 2 eggs this morning to get started, and of course my morning coffee. Then it was time to head to the studio, and since we had just had 2 weeks off, I was feeling very well rested. It's always really good to just rest your body for a few weeks every once in a while. However, I was still feeling a little bit stressed because I had to sew these point shoes. My procrastination really got the best of me here. I did take a few classes over break, but not really enough to not feel it. And by it, I mean the soreness that I felt for the next 4 days after this. I absolutely love what I do, but it does come with a price. That price being the extremely high physical demands of my day-to-day routine. And hopefully for many years to come. Freeds are so beautiful, but I literally have no idea how I wore them all last year because they are way too narrow for my feet. So I need to grab some Souffles from the reserve. Okay, the reason why I need new shoes again is because I switched to Souffles this year, and I love the Freeds, but they're way too narrow on my feet. So they're really hurting. The only reason I had to sew my Freeds this morning was because I didn't have any of these because they were still in the point shoe cabinet here at Grand Rapids Ballet, and I had some leftover Freeds from last year. So that's why I sewed those instead of these this morning. Anyways, it's lunchtime, so we're heading home. Gonna make ourselves some delicious food. For lunch, I'm having last night's leftovers. We had little burrito bowls.
I'm tired.
What are you having for lunch today?
You really must know. It looks really unaesthetic, but it's delicious. It's a can of wild-caught sardines in extra virgin olive oil, half a mini avocado, and some sourdough. And sea salt.
Finished just in time with 4 minutes to spare before we leave. Let's go wear these in rehearsal now. Okay, I just got home. We finished the day with snowflake rehearsals, and when I tell you my feet were killing me. Felt like my toes were about to fall off. I do have some really great, amazing news though, and that is that Aurora and I are in Point Magazine, which is actually insane. And it feels like a little dream come true. So if you guys have a subscription and can read that article, I highly recommend you check it out. You can find it on my Instagram. Aurora and I got a little bit lazy with dinner, so I made us Mapu Tofu, which is like my signature lazy dish. It's so good and it hits every single time. It's basically just tofu, ground pork. Today's ground beef because we didn't have ground pork. With some gravy, Asian gravy, all over rice. And it's like a comfort food. Cheers. Good morning and happy Tuesday. I actually haven't even looked at my schedule today. We have 2 hours of snowflake rehearsal this morning and then 1 hour of Swan Lake rehearsal. Then we have our lunch break, and then after lunch we're running Copalia, Emperor and the Swan, which is for our outreach program, and then 1 hour of Sherlock rehearsal. So we've got a pretty full day. I am in point shoes the entire day. Pray for my feet. 6 hours in point shoes may seem kind of harsh, but it's actually pretty average for our day-to-day. It is pretty rough coming back from a break though, having to work through all those little aches and pains you get, but I know the light at the end of the tunnel is not far, and that I just really have to get through this week, and then it should be smooth sailing from there. Hey Diva, you want to say hey to the vlog?
Hey vlog.
Bow. You guys will be happy to know that I've been sticking true to myself and I've been doing point center almost every single day. However, this pair of shoes was kind of weird. They were kind of pulling me back and bubbling a lot where I roll through my shoes, so I wasn't the biggest fan of this pair. However, I only get 14 pairs of pointe shoes provided for me, so I have to make them last. The more I do pointe, the more comfortable I'm getting with my pirouettes on pointe. I have always had a mental block when it comes to pirouettes on pointe. My pirouettes in flat shoes are perfectly fine and I can control them really well, but as soon as the pointe shoes go on, I scare myself. I don't know what I was expecting my first week back, but I did get lucky and catch a few good pirouettes on camera. Time for 2 hours of snowflakes. So. We just got out of rehearsal. Everyone's toes are hurting so bad this week.
My toes are out of shape.
Yeah, it's like having the 2 weeks off. Suddenly, my toes don't know how to be in pointe shoes anymore. They feel like they're bruised, all of them. For lunch, I was feeling extremely lazy, so we're going with an egg over rice. It's like the go-to Asian dinner. But this egg I whipped together with chicken broth and soy sauce, so it's this fluffy, cake-like texture. So good, and it's juicy because of the chicken broth. My feet actually feel like they're gonna fall off. Hopefully that Advil that I took just kicks in.
I took 3.
And Carter's crashing out, Finally home. That was a long day. Top 10 best feelings in the world. Wow. Happy Wednesday. I'm busting out the robe. It's day 3 of the week, so you already know that means today I'm the most sore. My calves are killing me, my hips are killing me, my back is killing me. Everything hurts. I'm feeling quite tired today. I had a little bit of a restless night last night, but we do have a late start today, so I get a little extra half hour to get ready. My body is absolutely feeling it, but the show must go on. Post-class, feeling absolutely wrecked. I would record some dance content for you guys, but I think if I do that, I would actually have a mental breakdown. So we're about to go into snow rehearsal. I have a 2-hour lunch break today, so I'm really looking forward to that. Just not been in the mood today.
This is the dewdrop.
Can you help me instead of filming yourself? Oh my god.
Hey guys, this is Sugar Plum Fairy. This is day in my life in the land of the sweets. Yeah, it's time for lunch. What does Sugar Plum Fairies eat?
Sugar.
No, that's cannibalism. Back to you.
Hey guys, I'm back. So,
what's for lunch, Natalie?
You. I'm having leftover Mapu Tofu that I made on Monday night. One of my favorite meals. I will link the recipe in the description as well, because it's so easy and it only takes like 15 minutes to make.
Just discovered that Troy Sivan is gay, much to her disbelief. It was really tragic. So this is me 12 hours before my shift.
Wait, can I tell them something?
Yes.
Troy Sivan, if you're watching this, please
Troy Sivan is
be
not.
my sperm donor so our children are beautiful.
Is this gonna go on the vlog?
Yes.
Can
Yes,
this
it
legally
is.
be released?
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
So we're actually about to do a Sherlock rehearsal.
And Aurora is being sassy today.
Oh,
so
she's got some.
It's probably the the salad that she ate. Aurora Eats. At Aurora Eats on Instagram.
No, it's at that foodie ballerina. That is not her username. You should know. She's like dust. Bad accent. Another day at the office. That was a good class.
Yeah.
After class, we had our first copele rehearsal that we've had since coming back. And I was not ready for this, but we did end up doing a full run, which was kind of a shock to my system, especially because your stamina is something that is so sensitive to how often you're training and how hard you're pushing yourself every day. So I could definitely feel a difference coming back from this break. I actually feel so lucky to be doing this role and rehearsing it and getting such amazing one-on-one coaching and attention. That's definitely something that not a lot of dancers have access to, especially if you're not in a main company or doing principal roles. But yeah, there is a chance that we might perform this next week, and watching this video right now, I'm a little bit worried because I feel like everything looks really sloppy and it just doesn't feel ready for the stage. Hi! Oh, come here. Oh, hello. We finally made it home for lunch. I am starving, and I'm really glad that we have a 2-hour break today because my body definitely needs it. Okay, I just finished lunch, and I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my last rehearsal that I just had. For Copelia, we ran the whole thing all the way through for the first time in 2.5 weeks after not dancing for 2.5 weeks. And to make things even better, my artistic director was watching. Safe to say, I don't really think I impressed him. Who knows? Maybe it looked better than it felt, because it usually does. Anyways, my feet were cramping so bad the entire time. My stamina is always lacking when I come back from a break, and that really showed in today's rehearsal. Also, surprise, turns out we're performing it next week. So I need to get my shit together. Okay, we are back at the stew. We are back at the stew for some Sherlock rehearsal. We only have 1 hour. And then we're done at 3:30, early day. Good morning, happy Friday. The sun is rising later and later every single morning, and I'm not liking it. The light is what gets me up in the morning, so having the sun not be up until I'm already about to leave kind of sucks. It kind of throws my whole morning off. But anyways, it's the last day of the week. Let's go out with a bang, and I will see you at the studio. That was such a long rehearsal. I know I haven't spoken to you guys since class. We had 3 hours of rehearsal, which is very average, like what we usually do. But for some reason today, time was just crawling by at a snail's pace. We have a 90-minute lunch, so that is a blessing, and I'm gonna soak up every last minute of it. Bye-bye. Bye. Ready for our last 2 hours of rehearsal.